Alright, I got this 99 Accord here, it's a V6, and I have to do a ball joint boot today, and I figure I'll bring you along and I'll show you the techniques that I use so that I could service that ball joint right on the car without taking the knuckle off. Now, I'm not doing a ball joint today, but still, the techniques I'm going to show you will allow you to work on it right on the car without having to remove everything. Alright, we got to get this axle nut off. We're not going to replace this CV axle, so we don't want to damage it, so we'll just unstake this. That way we won't damage it. Just need a little tool like this. And using a 36mm axle nut, we'll take it off. She's on there kind of tight. And luckily our axle's not stuck in there. If it was stuck right there, I would take an air hammer with a point, put it right there, and just hammer it a little bit to knock it free. Alright, we just have to get this cotter pin out. You can see half of it's already missing. Just using some side cutters, can bend that up. And usually we can just pull it out. Alright, using a 17mm socket, we'll get this castle nut off. Alright, and using the OTC front end service set, this is the 6295. We're going to go ahead and use that one and we'll pull that ball joint apart. Alright, as you can see, I got it in place. Tighten that screw. All we got to do is take a 24mm wrench, tighten it up, and there we go. Alright, we'll disconnect the tie rod in. It's a good idea to leave the nut on there so you don't damage the threads. Alright, took a little break, got some new gloves. Where were we? Alright, now if we did everything right, can lift it up and off, manhandle this thing out of here. We got to be careful with this CV axle. Alright, as you can see, I got a custom made piece of wood here. It's a 2x4 that I've cut down. So it's only about 2.5 inches wide or so, and it's like 5 inches long, and then I just have the corners cut off of it just so it'll fit in there nice, and it holds this up. You can see now it's holding up. Now we can work. Just put a piece of wire in there and tied it off so it won't go anywhere. So as you can see, that's how easy it is to get it in this position where you can pop the ball joint in and out. Now today I'm not replacing this ball joint. There's nothing wrong with it. The only thing that was wrong was the boot was torn open a little bit, and if you leave it like that too long, then the joint will get ruined and then you have to put a whole new one in. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. So I re-greased it, put a new boot on there, and it's good to go. Now just remember, on these older style ball joints, if it has a B stamped in there and you can't replace them, you got to replace the whole assembly, and that's no fun. But as long as there's no B on there, then you're good to go. You can pop it out, put it in. You just need some kind of C-press. You know, I have the OTC Master set, so I pretty much have every ball joint attachment known to man. But you're going to need something like that if you are going to pull it out. But this is an easy way with still leaving the knuckle on the vehicle. Now, if I was replacing the ball joints today, I would use a setup like this. I'd take my C-frame and I would use an adapter like this and like this. You can see this one has a little cutout to get around the knuckle there, and I'd push it out, and then to put it back in, just take my C-frame, use an adapter like this, and push it back down. So you're definitely going to need something like that if you're going to do ball joints. And of course, always replace the cotter pins with new, and Honda recommends you replace the axle nut anytime you take it off. You can see by the two dimples right there, and right there, this one's already been reused a couple times, so we're not going to reuse it again. I'm going to put a brand new one on. If you're curious on this vehicle, if that's all readable, that's the part number. You got to buy like, I think 4 or 5 of them. You can't just buy one from Honda. You can get them aftermarket, I suppose. And then if you're curious about the boot that I put on, there's the boot number. Well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this little video on how a custom-made piece of wood can make doing ball joints, or in this case, ball joint boots, a little bit easier. And as always, video helped you out or you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.